Hello, beautiful souls. How are you today? Welcome to another session of the Fire of Grief. It's Sunday. Um, what do you have planned for today? I hope it's something restful. Give yourself opportunity to rest. I had a beautiful experience yesterday where I just laid in the grass in the sun and just received that energy. And it was just so good just to do nothing but sit and be. I'm not sure if you're getting an opportunity to do that for yourself. I sure hope you are, because it's so important to do that. It's so important to create these pockets of spaces where we can sit and do nothing and simply receive that stillness, receive that silence, receive the non-doing. And it's an integral part of the healing process for us when we're in the grieving process, right? To find these moments of stillness, to be, to experience life unfiltered. So, how are you doing? I really like to start our session by asking that question because oftentimes, like I mentioned before, we tend to go about our day without pausing to check in. So, let's just take a moment now to check in. Check in with ourselves. Check in with yourself. Ask yourself the question, how am I doing right now? How am I doing right now? And try not to receive a response from your mind. Receive it from your body. So we're doing this practice of learning how to be embodied. We can feel and sense and tap into this unit, this technology. So, letting everything relax in your body, letting your shoulders and your jaw and anything that's tight, just let everything relax. Welcome the moment exactly as it is. Don't try to filter anything out. Be willing to allow what is to be, even if it makes you uncomfortable. Even if it makes you uncomfortable. Can you meet that uncomfortability with your presence and with your awareness to deepen into the intimacy with yourself? Maybe you notice the breath. Notice what the in-breath feels like as you breathe in. And notice what that out-breath feels like as you expel the air out. So I want to invite you to keep coming back to creating, curating stillness moments for yourself, where you can pause for a minute or two and ask yourself the question, how am I doing right now? And maybe your body is requiring you to breathe, to go outside and ground, to feel the sun on your face. Particularly that morning sun. That morning sun is so healing and rejuvenating as the sun is rising, if you're able to do that. So this morning, I kept thinking about my own experiences of grief. And there's been many, and it's been varied. And the question I asked myself was this: what has all of my cumulative grief journeys, what has it done for me? Or what did it do for me? What has it done for me? How has it shifted and changed me? And that's the teaching that I want to bring today. When we're in the midst of grief, it's turbulent, right? It's like being at sea and there's this massive storm and the ship is being rocked side to side and there's thunder, there's lightning, there are 10-foot waves. I mean, all of it, right? It feels like we're not going to make it out of that storm. And yet we're holding on to something, anything, and the time comes, the moment comes where the storm passes. It is in that moment that that shift has happened. But what is that shift? And so I want us to pause for a moment and whatever stage of grief that you're in, I want you to ask the knowing part of you, what has this grief been doing for me? And I don't want to say to me because then that means that we're a victim to this, and we're not, right? None of us are a victim to anything. So what is this grief doing inside of you? If you can just ask that question and just sit with it, let it land. You're not trying to percolate or receive an answer with your mind, right? We want to receive it from the heart. Let it land in the body. Because it's not enough to simply go through experiences and say, oh, well, this happened to me. Okay, it happened, and what happened as a result of that? How has it changed you? How are you different because of this experience? And how are you choosing to walk with this new aspect of yourself? And so what I have found for me personally, in all of my stories of grief, I have found that grief has awakened me more to love. So grief awakens us to love. And you might not be there yet. Or you might be saying, well, I don't know if I'll ever get there. And that's okay. This has to be an experience that you have for yourself. No one can tell you that. No one can tell you that, oh my God, yeah, grief has awakened us to love. You won't ever believe that if you don't have a direct experience for yourself. So I'm not sitting here saying that this is what grief is going to do for you. What I'm doing is opening up the mind to receive new perspectives. And it's up to you to go on that journey of witnessing what your grief journey is doing for you. But what I know intrinsically through my personal experience is that grief has awakened me in a way that I never thought possible. And why do I say it's awakening us back to love, right? The whole grief experience is related to love. And this is why it's so hard. This is why it's so uncomfortable. It's because we chose to love so deeply that the thought of losing that thing or the loss of that thing hits us so intensely in the heart because we were willing to be vulnerable with our heart space. And yes, it's worth it. Yes, it's worth it. It's worth it, even though our hearts explode in 1,000 little pieces when our loved ones are no longer here. And I'm using this more towards when we've lost loved ones, right? And even how that feels when we lose aspects of ourselves, when we lose our health, right? We're no longer the same. And there's a mourning that we do for the things that used to be. Relationships with ourselves, relationships with our beloveds. And yet we're being asked to slowly, slowly come back to you, come back to you, come back to you. This is the invitation. Can I come back to myself in love as love, while still loving those who are not here? But to embrace the full spectrum of love and not collapse from within this heart that feels so heavy. But to break wide open, to be so vulnerable, so intimate with the intensity of it all, to be burned with it. And so the awakening of love through grief is creating a new kind of human within us. One that's more vulnerable, one that's more compassionate, one that is more sympathetic to our own experiences and to the experiences of others. So what ends up happening is that we begin to carry a light inside of us. Our light grows brighter, and that light we're able to share with others. And this is important for right now with where we're at, because we have a compassion problem right now. You look at everything that's going on in the world right now. We have a compassion issue. We have a love issue. And part of not being able to process our own griefs, that means that I'm numbing myself so I can't feel. And what happens when we numb ourselves so we can't feel? We begin to direct that same unaliveness out there, right? Because if you can't feel, we're not really alive. We're going through the motions. We look like we're alive. We're walking, we're talking, but there's something in us that feels dead. And then we act from that dead place. We make choices from that dead place, and we project ourselves from that dead place, and it affects others. So don't take my word for about any of this. I want you to go and have an experience for yourself and to challenge yourself. Which parts of me have I numbed? Which parts of me haven't I allowed to feel? And then go and do the work there and become alive. Resuscitate yourself with new life. And so what we're doing is we're walking in faith. Not religious faith. It's not what I'm talking about. The faith I'm talking about is one that is born of this inner knowing of who you are, your true self, that you've always been whole, that you're always radiant. Even in grief, there's a radiance to you. I want you to remember that. The part of you that is unchangeable knows and holds this radiance. Right? So it's only the part of us that feels into separation that feels like something has been lost. And it's okay that we're there. I was there myself. It's okay that we feel the separation, but that is the whole experience of grief. Is it highlights separation, and then it wants to bring us back to wholeness, to this oneness. And I get pumped up about it, because I see the medicine in all of it. I see the beauty in all of it. So I just want to leave you with that, to challenge yourself. Challenge yourself. Be willing to be raw and honest with the truth within yourself. And see what you discover. All right, so this is all just about discovery. You're discovering yourself, you're discovering who you are, discovering what might be hidden underneath all the things that we don't want to know, right? But I want you to be brave enough to discover it, to see more of you. I want you to see more of you. It's important that you see more of you, right? And not keep any parts of you in the shadows. You've got so much to offer, so much to bring to the world. Why keep it hidden, right? Maybe your grief story can inspire someone else who's going through a very difficult time. Right? So we're going to do another reading. I want to leave you with another reading, right? And the deck of cards that I used yesterday is called Sacred Destiny by Denise Lynn. I told you I would have that name for you today, right? So let's see what message Spirit has for us today, right? I'm going hiking today. Going to get out and get some nature essence in my bloodstream. Smell the good air. All right, Spirit. What message do you have for all those who are watching this video today? What message do you have for us? Okay, there it is. So the card, I'm going to put my glasses on for this. Eyes are not as good as it used to be, but thank God for glasses. Inner peace. Inner peace. And as you can see in the photo, in the card, I think these are koi fishes, that beautiful colors, flowers, so they're swimming. Inner peace. And I think that's a perfect message for us today. To rest, to release, to relax, to be in inner peace. And part of finding that inner peace is to be on this path of self-discovery. The more you know who you are, the more healing, the more peace will come to you. And the more you come back to your own sovereignty. So may inner peace be with you today. And may your day unfold in wondrous ways that comes even unexpected to you. Sending you blessings. See you all tomorrow.